You can dismantle any crisis except the one that keeps you here, because if you walk away, what's left is just the question you never answer. Who are you without the fight? You're the one everyone turns to when things fall apart. You know how to break the lock, reroute the damage, build the exit for anyone else. But when it's your own chapter, the one that's been shaping you for years, you stay. Not because it's safe, but because leaving would mean facing the emptiness behind the struggle. You tell yourself it's about loyalty, about not quitting, about finishing what you started. But underneath, there's a quieter fear. If you let go, you lose the only version of yourself you trust. The cost is paid in the places no one sees, like the office after hours, when the building is empty and you're still at your desk, hands unmoving. You realize you're only alive when something needs fixing. The building is silent except for the hum of distant lights. You're alone, sitting at your desk, hours after everyone else is gone. The project is finished, the crisis resolved, but you don't move. Your hands rest on the desk, not typing, not planning, just waiting for the next emergency. You scan your inbox out of habit, searching for a new problem to solve. The room feels colder now, the air heavy with the weight of everything you haven't let yourself feel. You grip the edge of the desk as if letting go would mean falling into something you can't control. You only feel real when something threatens to break. You anchor yourself to the struggle because it's the only way you know how to matter. You volunteer for every late-night fix, take on the hardest clients, say yes to every request that sounds impossible, because if you're not needed, you're nothing. You stay long after the work is done, waiting for the next disaster to give you purpose. Every crisis you solve buys you another day of not choosing. The hidden loop is that you orchestrate escapes for others, but you build your own prison by refusing to leave. You plan everyone else's exit, draft their scripts, prep their transitions, but when it's your turn, you stall, inventing new fires to put out. The people around you only see your reliability. They never notice you're trapped by it. You grip the desk because it's the only thing that doesn't ask who you are. What once protected you, the ability to stay when everyone else breaks, to endure what others can't, becomes the thing that traps you. Not because endurance is wrong, but because you've forgotten how to stop. The fight isn't just something you do anymore. It's the only proof you have that you exist. The more you stay, the less of yourself you recognize. You reach a point where you can't trust your own decisions because every choice is filtered through the need to keep the struggle alive. You second-guess every plan that isn't about fixing, question your right to want anything that isn't survival. You hesitate before closing your laptop, unsure if it's allowed to leave when nothing's burning. You realize you don't know what you actually want, only what you're supposed to endure. You start to believe you are only valuable when you're suffering for someone else's cause. You wait for the safe moment to want something softer, but the moment never comes. Your restraint is rewarded, but every time you postpone your own need, you trust yourself a little less. You become invisible when you need yourself most. The desk is cool under your hands. The building is empty. You wait for the next crisis, but nothing comes. Most people never see the pattern for what it is. Noticing it, even once, shifts the way you move through it. Subtle, but irreversible. Recognition is not a solution, but it is a fracture in the old loop. You are no longer fully unconscious. the machinery is exposed and the cost is named. There is quiet resistance in seeing the shape of your own restraint. Sometimes the only move is to notice the cool of the desk under your hands, the absence of urgency, the way the building holds its silence when you stop searching for the next emergency. That moment is not a reward, not a punishment, just a pause where the pattern loses its grip. There is a next step after noticing. The pattern behind crisis addiction isn't random. It has a shape, a history, a logic, and it started long before the desk, long before the role, long before you became the person everyone calls when things fall apart. The free InnerCodex archetype reading below uses your birth date, birth time, and birthplace to identify which of 144 patterns is running beneath the surface, including where this particular need for the fight came from, what it's been protecting, and what waits on the other side of it. It won't hand you a new identity, but it will show you the one you've been building around the struggle, and where, underneath all of it, you were always more than the fight. The link is below.